G'day everyone, welcome to this video. In this video we'll be simplifying the concept of auxiliary and phrasal verbs. Auxiliary verbs are those verbs that are followed by another verb, which is the full verb. In order to form a question, a negative sentence, a compound tense, or the passive, they are verbs which form the tense, mood, and the voice of other verbs. They are also known as helping verbs. A simple definition of a verb is a word that is used to describe an action or occurrence. To be, which is am, is, are, was, were, being, been, and will be. To have is has, have, had, having, and will have. To do is does, do, did, and will do. The modal verbs can, could, may, might, must, ought to, shall, should, will, and would are also included as auxiliary verbs. Be is used with other verbs to form continuous tenses and the passive voice. Examples of be used in a sentence are: she is reading a magazine. We were talking to them for ages. England were beaten by Germany in the final. Have is used to make perfect tenses. Examples of have used in a sentence are: the judge had asked her to speak up. In 2 years, we'll have established community gardens. Do is used for emphasis. Examples of do in a sentence are: he did look tired. Do you want a coffee? Conversely, to form negative statements or questions: I don't like meat. Didn't he know how to play football? Phrasal verbs. The Oxford Dictionary defines phrasal verbs as a verb that is made up of a main verb together with an adverb or a preposition or both. Typically, the meaning is not obvious from the meanings of the individual words themselves. A phrasal verb is a phrase or expression that consists of a verb plus another word or two, like this: verb plus adverb. An example is look up. Verb plus preposition. Example of this is look after. Verb plus adverb plus preposition. An example of this is look forward to. The whole phrase acts as a verb and has a different meaning to the original verb. For example, look up, look after, and look forward to do not mean the same as look. Because we cannot always work out the meaning of a phrasal verb from its individual words, phrasal verbs are usually idiomatic or idiomatic. They are very common in spoken English and less common in formal written English. Some phrasal verbs can be split by the object. They are said to be separable because the object can go between the verb and the rest of the phrase. For example, in the following sentences, the phrasal verb turn on is separable. So the object, the radio, can go after the phrasal verb or in the middle of the phrasal verb. Mary turned on the radio. Mary turned the radio on. Here are some more examples of the sentences with the phrasal verbs. They had to put off their wedding for a year. What time do you get up in the morning? I was disappointed that they turned my invitation down. Who is looking after your dog while you're away? She didn't get on with her boss, so she was glad when he left. Luckily, we didn't run out of petrol and we got home. Okay. So that's pretty much it for today's lesson. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to share it around and don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.